Okay, Hare Krishna. Welcome everyone this morning to this first lesson, first class we're giving here during this 3-day, 4-day convention.
Hare Krishna， 首先欢迎大家来到这里参加我们3天大会第一天的第一堂课。
There's a lot of other speakers also giving classes at the same time.
还有很多其他的发言人在同时的讲课。
Quite a few people wanted Tamil seminars, so there's some very nice Tamil speakers who have come from India to give classes.
有不少人想聆听泰米尔语的讲课，所以呢，有一些从泰米尔来的嘉宾，他们在用泰米尔语讲课。
So, we wanted to talk here about Bhakti Yoga, which is our real mission in becoming devotees.
在这里，我们想讨论一下 Bhakti Yoga， 也就是成为真正的奉献者，这个是我们的使命。
So one of the important points we want to understand is what is pure devotional service.
我们想理解的一个重点就是，到底什么是纯粹的奉献服务？
Because often people come to Krishna consciousness with many different ideas.
因为人们经常在进入 Krishna 知觉的时候会有不同的想法。
And we heard this morning during Bhanu Swami's class how people can understand the absolute truth in many different ways.
今天早上我们从巴诺马哈拉这的课中听到，有不同的人，他们可以用不同的方式来理解绝对真理。
He was mentioning that important verse from the 10th canto where Krishna comes into the wrestling arena in Mathura.
他谈到在释曼巴格坦第10篇中一个重要的诗节，提到 Krishna 来到了 Mathura 的摔跤场。
And different people all saw Krishna in different ways.
有不同的人用不同的方式看待 Krishna。
Kamsa had brought Krishna and Balaram there to Mathura and arranged the wrestling match.
Kamsa 把 Krishna 和 Mathura ，Kamsa 把 Krishna 和 Balaram 带到了 Mathura， 他做出了一个安排，要进行摔跤比赛。
And so many other people, all the people of Mathura also came to see.
有很多的人 ，Mathura 有很多的人来看。
And the people had some devotees, Nanda Maharaj, the cowherd boys, they'd all come from Vrindavan.
还有其他的一些人，比如 Nanda Maharaj 和牧牛童，他们来自于 Vrindavan。
And so they'd all come to see this wrestling match.
他们都来看这场摔跤比赛。
You know, it was a big event in Mathura.
这是 Mathura 的一个大事件。
And it was in a special arena. There was a special stadium which was there, and the wrestling match was to take place inside this stadium.
在这个特殊的摔跤场之内，有个很大的体育场，这个摔跤比赛就将在体育场之内进行。
So Bhanu Swami was listing all the different moods of the different people there.
于是巴努斯瓦米就列举出了在当场的不同的人、不同的情感。
Right? Kamsa, he saw Krishna as death personified.
Kamsa 他看到 Krishna 就是死亡的人格化身。
And the wrestlers who were going to fight with Krishna, they saw Krishna like a thunderbolt.
而那些要跟 Krishna 摔跤的那些摔跤手们，他们看 Krishna 就像是霹雳一样。
But the ladies of Mathura, they saw Krishna as the most wonderful Cupid.
但是 Mathura 的那些女士们看到 Krishna 就是最奇妙的丘比特。
And the cowherd boys, they saw Krishna as their friend.
蜗牛童们看到 Krishna 就是他们的朋友。
So all the 12 different rasas, there are 12 rasas which devout people can have with Krishna.
所以一共有12种 rasa， 人们可以跟 Krishna 有12种不同的 rasa。
Of course, 5 are direct, they're the devotee rasa.
当然了，5种是直接的，是奉献者的 rasa。
But there's 7 which are indirect.
但是还有7种是间接的。
And some different times, different moods are exchanged between Krishna and these different people.
而且在不同的时间 ，Krishna 跟不同的这些人们之间的情感会改变。
So this science of pure devotional service, this was instructed by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami.
关于纯粹奉献服务的科学，是由主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 教导给 Rupa Goswami 的。
You can see in the illustration here,
可以在这个幻灯片上看到，
there's Rupa Goswami.
这就是 Rupa Goswami。
He was already older man when he gave up working for the Muslim ruler.
当他放弃为穆斯林统治者工作的时候，他已经是一个老人了。
He was working over in a place called Ramakeli.
他在一个叫做 Ramakeli 的地方工作。
It's a wonderful place.
这是一个很奇妙的地方。
Many cows and a very peaceful, beautiful green place, many trees.
那里有很多的乳牛，非常的美丽，非常平和的地方，有很多的树木。
Rupa and his brother Sanatan were living there, and they were recreating Vrindavan there.
Rupa 还有他的哥哥 Sanatan 就住在那里，他们在那里重新建造了一个 Vrindavan。
But they were in the unfortunate position that they were serving the Mohammedan ruler.
但他们却处在非常不幸的地位上，因为他们在服务这个穆罕默德的统治者。
Working for people who kill cows and who eat the cow meat.
为杀牛、吃牛肉的人而工作。
So Rupa and Sanatan heard about Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu,
因此，Rupa Goswami 从主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 那里聆听，
and they wrote to him, and Lord Chaitanya came to visit them.
有人给他写信说主 Chaitanya 要来访问他们。
And after Lord Chaitanya came to visit them, they decided they would give up everything and go to join Lord Chaitanya.
当主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 访问了他们之后呢，他们就决定要放弃所有的一切，加入主 Chaitanya。
So Rupa Goswami left home first.
于是 Rupa Goswami 先离开家。
Sanatan, somehow he had some entanglements, he could not leave immediately.
而 Sanatan 他有一些纠葛，所以他不能立刻离开。
But Rupa Goswami, he left home and he gave away he arranged his money. He gave half of his wealth to the Vaishnavas and the Brahmanas.
而 Rupa Goswami 他离开了家，他把他积攒下来的财富，有一半捐给了 Brahmana Vaishnava 们，
And he gave 25% for his family.
把25%给了自己的家人，
And he kept some 25% for emergencies which he may have.
然后他留了25%以备自己不时之需。
So Rupa Goswami, he had a lot of wealth. It said his wealth was so great it could fill a boat.
那么他 Rupa Goswami 有很多的财富，据说他的财富如此的巨大，以至于装满了2艘大船。
So when he gave 25% for his family, it was a lot of money for them. They were well taken care of.
即使他只是把自己财富的25%给家里人的话，也足够了，他们被照顾得很好。
So Rupa Goswami left the home and he went to find Lord Chaitanya. He heard that Lord Chaitanya was at Prayag.
Rupa Goswami 他离开之后去寻找主 Chaitanya， 他听说主 Chaitanya 在 Prayag。
Prayag means the place where the Ganga meets the Yamuna.
Prayag 意味着恒河跟雅穆纳河汇流的地方。
And Lord Chaitanya was there at Das Ashwamedha Ghat, a place called Dash Ashwamedha Ghat. He met Rupa Goswami there.
在 Prayag， 主 Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 待在一个叫做 Dasashvamedha Meda Ghat 的地方，他就在那里见到了 Rupa Goswami。
And Lord Chaitanya instructed Rupa Goswami for 10 days.
主柴坦的教导了 Rupa Goswami 10天。
And he instructed him in the science of devotional service.
他教导他关于奉献服务的科学。
So then Lord Chaitanya told Rupa Goswami, said, now you go to Vrindavan.
然后主柴坦告诉 Rupa Goswami， 你现在去 Vrindavan。
And Lord Chaitanya said, Vrindavan is a place for your family. He called it Prabhu Datta Desh, the place given by the Prabhu.
主柴坦说 Vrindavan 就是你们家里人应该待的地方，他管这个地方叫 Prabhu Datta Desh， 也就是 Prabhu 给你的地方。
So Rupa went there to Vrindavan. Later on, others came and joined him.
于是 Rupa 去了 Vrindavan 之后，其他的人也到那里去加入他。
There were already some people there in Vrindavan. There were a couple of other Goswamis there.
当时在 Vrindavan 也有其他的人，还有另外的几位 Goswami 也在那里。
But they had not been able to do very much.
但是他们做不了什么事儿。
But Rupa Goswami came there, and later Sanatan came, and then later on their nephew Jiva Goswami came.
后来 Rupa Goswami 去了，再之后 Sanatan Goswami 去了，再之后他们两个人的侄子 Jiva Goswami 也去了。
After Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu disappeared from the world, then Raghunath Goswami also came to Vrindavan.
在主柴坦马哈帕布从这个世界上隐迹之后 ，Raghunath Das Goswami 也从那个地方去了 Vrindavan。
And in this way they developed Vrindavan.
这样他们就发展了 Vrindavan。
And Lord Chaitanya also personally came to Vrindavan.
主柴坦也亲自去过 Vrindavan。
And he showed them where is the Radha Kund.
他给他们展示哪里是 Radha Kund。
And in this way he was establishing the different places of Krishna's pastimes.
这样他就确立了 Krishna 展示逍遥时光的地点。
So Lord Chaitanya told the Rupa Goswami and the others they should also write books about Krishna consciousness.
主柴坦告诉 Rupa 还有其他的 Goswami 们，他们应该撰写关于 Krishna 知觉的书籍。
Just like Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, he wrote books on Krishna consciousness.
就像是 Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada， 他撰写了很多 Krishna 知觉的书籍。
And he told also his disciples, he wanted them also to write.
他还告诉他的门徒们，他们也应该写书。
So Srila Prabhupada also took that instruction seriously.
去了 Prabhupada 也非常认真地对待这个教导。
And one of the books which Prabhupada wrote was the book called Nectar of Devotion.
而 Prabhupada 写的其中的一本书名叫《奉爱的甘露》。
And it was based on the book which was written by Rupa Goswami, which was called Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Prabhupada 写的这本书建立在 Rupa Goswami 写的《Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu》这本书的基础上。
Rupa Goswami wrote several books,
Rupa Goswami 写了几本书，
but the most famous of his books is this Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
但是他最著名的书就是这一本《Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu》。
And he based his book on the teachings he got from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
在这本书里，他的基础就是主柴坦马哈帕布给他的教导。
Rupa and Sanatan were direct disciples of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Rupa 还有 Sanatan 他们两个人是主柴坦马哈帕布的直接的门徒。
Previously, they were called Dabir Khas and Sakara Malik. They had Muslim names.
先前他们被称为是 Dabir Khas 和 Sakar Malik， 他们有穆斯林的名字。
Right. So Lord Chaitanya made them Goswamis.
主柴坦把他们变成了 Goswami。
And this is Rupa Goswami.
这一位是 Rupa Goswami。
And Rupa Goswami wrote this very important book, the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
Rupa Goswami 撰写了这本非 叫 Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu。
When Srila Prabhupada was initiated by Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, at that time he was told by his Guru Maharaj that you should study carefully Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
当 Prabhupada 接受 Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada 启迪的时候，他的灵性导师就告诉他，你要认认真真的学习 Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 这本书。
You have to. He wanted very much that you should study the science of rasa, relationships with Krishna.
他特别想让他学习 Rasa， 也就是跟 Krishna 的关系的这本书。
So, taking that instruction from his Guru Maharaj, our own Srila Prabhupada began to study very carefully Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
从他自己的 Guru Maharaj 那里接受了这个教导，他非常认真的对待这个教导。于是我们的 Srila Prabhupada 就学习了这本书
And he
Bhakti
got-
Rasamrita Sindhu。
And then when he went to America, he was able to publish the book.
等到他去美国的时候，他把这本书就出版了。
So we can chant this nice verse here. This is one of the memorization verses for our Bhakti, is it Bhakti Shastri course?
Yes.
Yeah.
我们大家可以一起朗诵一下这个诗节，这个是 Bhakti Shastri 课程的必备诗节之一。
Right, Bhakti Shastri, we like devotees to study the Bhakti Shastri course.
我们想让奉献者们学习 Bhakti Shastri 课程。
And some devotees, they don't like to do it. They say, oh no, I don't have time.
有的人他们不想做，他们说不，我没有时间。
But it's very important for us to study the books.
但是对于我们来讲，学习这些书非常重要。
And Prabhupada liked us to learn the slokas.
而且 Prabhupada 希望我们能够学会这些 shloka 这些诗节。
And that when Prabhupada was here every morning, he liked to go for a walk with the devotees.
当 Prabhupada 还在世的时候，每天早晨他喜欢跟奉献者们一起去散步。
And when we would walk, he would talk. And sometimes he would bring up some philosophy and he would ask, what is the sloka?
当散步的时候，Srila Prabhupada 就会给我们讲一些哲学。谈到哲学的时候，他会突然问一个奉献者，那个 shloka 那个诗节是什么来着？
I remember even the very beginning of our movement, we did not even have the Bhagavad Gita with the Sanskrit verses.
我记得在我们运动的一开始，我们的 Bhagavad Gita 连梵文都没有。
But Prabhupada was still asking, what is the sloka?
但 Prabhupada 仍然在问我们，那个 shloka 那个诗节是什么？
We didn't even know it. We'd never seen the slokas.
我们根本不知道，因为我们从来没见过那些 shloka。
But somehow, sometimes there would be somebody from a Hindu family who knew the sloka, and Prabhupada would say, oh, very good.
但有的时候，我们之中有人来自于印度的这个家庭背景，他们就把这个 shloka 朗诵出来，Prabhupada就很高兴，说非常好。
So Prabhupada was always encouraging us to learn some sloka.
所以 Prabhupada 总是鼓励我们学习一些 shloka。
And how to learn the slokas? You have to recite them regularly.
怎么去学习 shloka 这些诗节呢？你要经常的去朗读它们。
If every day you recite them, then you start to remember them.
你每一天去朗读，然后你就可以记住了。
Just like every morning we sing the Guru Vastikam, and we sing also Guru Vandana, and of course, when we sing it every day, you start to know it.
就像我们每天唱诵 Guru Vastakam 发诵灵诗，我们唱诵 Guru Vandanam 灵诗颂歌，你每天都唱，你就会记住。
So these slokas, they are full of spiritual power.
这些 shloka 充满了灵性的力量。
If you recite them, they will give you also spiritual energy.
如果你们去朗诵它们的话，它们也会给你们带来灵性的能量，
And they make it easier to remember Krishna.
而且可以让我们很容易的意念 Krishna。
So you can repeat after me
大
this
家跟我一起重复。
Anya Bila Sita Shunyam Jnana Karma Jnana Vritam Anukuyena Krishnano Shilanam Bhaktirutama Anyabilasita Shunyam Jnana Karma Jnanavritam Anukuyena Krishnano Shilanam Bhaktirutama Anyabilasita Shunyam Jnana Karma Jnanavritam Anukuyena Krishnano Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Alright, so here is the translation of this verse. When first-class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires. Knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires.
当一流的奉献服务发展出来的时候，一个人必须要免于所有物质的愿望，由一元论的哲学所获得的知识以及果报的行为，奉献者必须不断地去适意地服务 Krishna， 正如 Krishna 所愿望的一样。
So we have to understand there's devotional service which is not first class.
这样我们就理解到有一些奉献服务并不是一流的。
You can read, for example, the third canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, Lord Kapila's teaching to Devahuti, and he describes devotional service in the modes.
大家可以去阅读释曼巴格他们的第3篇，其中主 Kapila 向他的母亲 Devahuti 讲述奉献服务可以处在不同的属性之中。
So devotional service in the mode of ignorance, devotional service in the mode of passion, and devotional service in goodness are not first-class devotional service.
处在愚昧属性之中的奉献服务，处在激情属性之中的奉献服务，以及处在善良属性之中的奉献服务，并不是一流的奉献服务。
What is pure devotional service? Is devotional service which is above the modes of nature.
纯粹的奉献服务到底是什么呢？那就是超越物质自然属性的奉献服务。
So we want to understand what it means to develop pure devotion.
所以我们想知道发展出纯粹的奉爱到底是什么意思。
So here Rupa Goswami has described, he said, we must be devoid of all material desire.
在这里 Rupa Goswami 谈到，我们必须要免于所有的物质欲望。
Of course, that's a big thing. We will think, well, I have so many desires.
当然了，这可是一件大事。我们想着，我有这么多的愿望，
How can we be without
我
desires?
怎么可能没有愿望呢？
But we have to understand we can purify desires.
但是我们要明白到，我们可以净化我们的愿望。
And that our desire, we cannot stop desire, but we can control the quality of our desire.
我们不能够说消除所有的愿望，但是我们可以控制我们的愿望的质量。
Bhanu Swami was explaining this morning how Srila Vyasadeva wanted people to come from the mode of ignorance, then to the mode of passion, then to the mode of goodness.
巴诺斯瓦米今天早晨解释到了如何让人们脱离愚昧的属性，达到激情的属性，然后最后再脱离激情的属性，达到善良的属性。
So here, Rupa Goswami is describing that pure devotional service means to give up all material desires.
在这里 Rupa Goswami 讲到，纯粹的奉献服务就意味着放弃所有的物质欲望。
And that we can do by just simply changing the quality of our desires.
只要我们能够改变我们的愿望的质量，我们就可以做到这一点。
Instead of just desiring for our own self and for the body, we have to desire for Krishna and Krishna's service.
我们不再为自己的躯体，然后为了自己有愿望，我们是为了 Krishna， 为了服务 Krishna 而有愿望。
And we can do that without even thinking about it. You don't have to get all mental and think, oh no, I cannot give up my desires.
我们其实连想都不用想，也可以达到这样的状态。你不用说太就是运用你的心意，想着我怎么放弃我所有的这些愿望呢？
We just have to engage in Krishna conscious activities.
我们只需要从事 Krishna 知觉的活动就够了。
Just like this morning, we had a morning program.
就像今天早晨我们做了一个早晨的节目。
We went to the temple, we went to the ballroom, and in the ballroom we had our arti and we sang prayers, and we had some kirtan.
早上的时候我们去这个大厅，我们在大厅里边我们做 RT， 我们一起朗诵诗节，然后呢我们做 kirtan。
And we had Tulsi Puja,
我们做了 Tulsi
we
Puja，
chanted japa,
我们唱诵了 Japa。
and then we did Guru Puja, we greeted the deities, we did Guru Puja, and then we heard Srimad Bhagavatam.
然后我们迎接了神像，觐见神像，然后做了 Guru Puja， 接着我们聆听 Srimad Bhagavatam。
So we never had time for our material desires.
哪有时间去考虑物质的愿望？
Right? We were chanting, we were doing kirtan, we forgot about everything.
我们念诵，我们做 kirtan， 我们把所有其他的一切都忘了。
We even forgot about what breakfast is going to be.
我们都忘了早餐会是什么了。
And we forgot about where we're staying, what room we're in, or who we're with.
我们忘记了自己身在何处，我们住在哪个房间，到底跟谁在一起。
Instead, we are in the big ballroom with 700 people, 800 people.
恰恰相反，我们在一个大厅里面跟700、800个人在一起。
So our desires were changed.
所以我们的愿望改变了。
So this comes about naturally by doing devotional service.
这个通过做奉献服务就会自然达成。
And then also, Rupa Goswami says we have to avoid or give up knowledge obtained by monistic philosophy.
然后如果Goswami接着说，我们还要避免或者是说放弃由一元论的哲学所带来的知识。
So monistic philosophy, this is generally the philosophy of the Mayavadis.
一元论的哲学一般指的就是 Mayavadi 们的哲学。
The Gyanis, those who practice Jnana Yoga, are often monists.
那些修习 Jnana Yoga 的 Gyani 们，他们都是一元论者。
We are dualists. We're not monists.
我们不是一元论者。
Monists are thinking everything is one.
一元论者认为所有的一切都是一，
It's all one.
全都是一。
And they want to become one, and they want to merge into the oneness.
而且他们想融入这个一之中。
So that kind of knowledge is very contaminating to the consciousness.
那种类型的知识非常的污染知觉。
Why?
为什么？
Because we think, now I'm God.
因为我们会想着，现在我已经成为了神，
That I'm one, I'm God.
我是一，我是神，
You're God, and we're all God.
你是神，我们全都是神。
This is their mistaken philosophy.
这是他们的错误哲学。
Before I became a devotee, I used to read a lot of these kind of books by the monist philosophers.
在我成为奉献者之前，我就常常阅读这些一元论哲学家们写的书。
Their books are they're distributed everywhere. You can find everywhere.
他们的书到处都有派发，哪儿都能找到。
They distribute the book. Their philosophy is very common everywhere.
他们把他们的哲学派发的非常普遍。
So when I first went to the temple, they asked me, "Do you know who God is?"
我第一次去庙，他们有人问我，你知道神是谁吗？
I said, "Well, yeah, of course. I'm God. You're God. We're all God."
我说当然知道了，你是神，我是神，咱们都是神。
And of course, just like you're laughing, they also laughed at me.
当然了，就像你们在笑一样，他们当时也笑话了我。
And they taught me, of course, I'm not God, but I'm meant to be a servant of God.
他们教会我说，其实我根本不是神，我是神的一个仆人。
So we have to get rid of this false philosophy that everything is one.
所以我们要放弃这种认为所有的一切都是一的错误哲学。
At the same time, there is a oneness of desire.
同时呢，还有愿望的这种合一。
We want to have that unity of desire.
我们想要达到这种愿望的一致性。
We're trying to create unity out of diversity.
我们想在多样性之中创造统一性。
We had a nice program just the day before yesterday in Melaka.
前天我们在马六甲做了一个很好的节目。
One prominent government man came to our center there.
有一个很显要的一个政府官员来到了我们在那个地方的中心。
And he was very favorable to our Krishna consciousness movement.
他对我们的 Krishna 知觉运动非常有好感。
And he was explaining to us how the policy in Malaysia is to create unity out of diversity.
他就给我们讲，马来西亚的政策是在多样性之中达到统一性。
Because in Malaysia there are different sects of people. You have the Islamic people who are the majority, then you have the Chinese people, and then you have also the Indian people.
因为在马来西亚这个人口的构成是非常多元化的，有穆斯林，然后这个是占绝大多数，还有中国人，还有一些印度教徒。
So there's a lot of diversity in the country.
所以在这个国家之内呢，有很多的多元性。
And naturally the government want to keep the country peaceful.
很显然，很自然的，这个政府就想让国家保持很平和的状态。
And they want to try make sure there is a unity among the people.
所以他们想确保在人们之间有一种统一性。
Most countries they have that kind of policy.
绝大多数国家都有这样的政策。
Like in India, you have also many different groups, ethnic groups.
就像是在印度也有很多不同的民族。
So in India, that we are all brothers.
在印度，大家都说我们全都是兄弟。
So on the spiritual platform, there's a oneness, but at the same time there's a difference.
而在灵性的层面上，既有一，然后也有不同。
So it was Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who gave us the philosophy that there's a oneness, but there's also difference.
就是谁他那马哈夫布给了我们这种哲学，就是既有一，也有不同。
But the monistic philosophy is that it's just simply one.
但是一元论的哲学呢，讲的就仅仅是一。
And any difference is illusion.
他们说任何的不同都是幻觉。
So that kind of philosophy is not correct, not completely correct.
所以那种类型的哲学并不完全是正确的。
So that knowledge has to be given up.
因此，那种知识必须被放弃。
And then the third thing which has to be given up is fruitive action.
而我们应该放弃的第三件事情就是果报活动。
And that's a very common state of action in devotional service.
其实这个是在奉献服务之中一个非常普遍的一种行为。
That we want to get something out of our service to Krishna.
我们想从我们对Krishna的服务之中得到一些东西。
So it's devotional service, but it's not first class.
这个也是奉献服务，但却不是一流的奉献服务。
So we don't consider that doing service for Krishna with material desires to be pure devotion.
所以我们不认为带着物质愿望去为Krishna做奉献服务，这个就是纯粹的奉爱。
We have to look also at our own self and consider our own self. What is our motive in serving Krishna?
我们应该内省，然后应该问问自己，我们服务Krishna的动机是什么？
So sometimes, Tamal Krishna Goswami used to ask to me, he said, what do you want from Krishna? What do you want out of devotional service?
Tamal Krishna Goswami 以前常常问我，你想从 Krishna 那儿要什么？你想从奉献服务之中得到什么？
So at that time I was doing some work. I was cultivating different people. We were doing a life membership program, and we were trying to get people to become life members.
在当时我做的工作就是培养终身会员，试图把别人变成我们的终身会员。
But there was one other devotee. His service was he was doing a business, and he was selling oil paintings.
然后有另外的一个奉献者，他做生意卖油画。
And he was selling a lot of paintings.
他卖很多画。
And he would sell them to devotees all over the world.
而且他卖给全世界的奉献者。
People would come to Hong Kong to buy oil paintings.
人们会来香港买油画。
And devotees would, they were in different parts of the world to take these oil paintings and sell them.
而在世界各地不同的奉献者们，他们买了之后呢，再把它卖掉。
It was a kind of Sankirtan.
就有点像一种 Sankirtan。
Of course, not really Sankirtan,
当然，这并不是真正的
but the
Sankirtan。
fruit was meant for serving Krishna.
不过这个结果呢，是为了服务 Krishna。
So I would say to Tamal Krishna Maharaj, well, I would like to be like him. I would like to have a business and make a lot of money.
然后我就跟唐巴罗克什马哈拉说，我也想变得像他一样，做生意赚很多的钱。
So that's a very fruitive desire.
这是一种很有果报性的愿望。
So we have to give up that kind of mentality.
因此，我们应该放弃那种类型的心态。
And then Rupa Goswami continues to describe what we should do.
而如果Goswami继续描述我们应该做什么，
He says we have to serve, first of all, constantly.
他说我们应该是不断的去服务。
And constant service means all the time we have to be doing service for Krishna.
不断的服务就意味着我们应该一直为 Krishna 做服务。
Should go on, every moment, round the clock.
应该是持续不断的，应该是每时每刻一天24小时的。
Like we give the example of the convenience store. They have these 7-Eleven stores, they're open all the time.
我们可以举一个例子，就像那种便利店，就像711这种一天24小时开的便利店一样。
So devotional service should be like that.
奉献服务也应该像那样，
It should be constant.
应该是不断的。
The more we're on and off, today I'm a devotee, tomorrow I'm tired, I need a rest.
有时候我们就会，今天做，明天不做。今天我是个奉献者，明天我太累了，我得好好歇歇。
No, today I'm going out with my old friends, they're not devotees.
哦，今天我要去找我的老朋友们了，他们不是奉献者。
Tomorrow I'll go with the
明
devotees.
天我再去找奉献者吧。
We want to be careful.
我们要小心。
We want to be connected in Krishna consciousness every moment.
我们想每时每刻都保持我们跟 Krishna 知觉的连接。
So Rupa Goswami says we must serve constantly and we must serve Krishna favorably.
如果Goswami说我们必须要不断的去服务，而且我们要顺意的去服务
As Krishna
就
desires.
像 Krishna 所愿的那样，
Not just as we
而
desire,
不是说如我们所愿的一样，
but as Krishna
要如
desires.
Krishna 所愿的一样。
Devotee will do anything for Krishna.
奉献者可以为 Krishna 做任何的事情。
Just like sometimes in India, they have a system that, there are certain class of people, their job is to clean the toilets and take the garbage out.
就像在印度有一类人，他们的工作就是清洁厕所，然后呢倒垃圾。
So somebody else may say, I'm a Brahmana, I'm not going to do that.
然后有的人说，我是一个 Brahmana，我才不干这样的活呢。
But a devotee will think, what's needed for Krishna's service? I should do whatever Krishna requires.
但对于一个奉献者来讲呢，他会说，无论 Krishna 需要我去做什么，
So service to Krishna must be as what Krishna wants.
对 Krishna 的服务必须是如 Krishna 所愿。
That's difficult to put aside our own ideas.
把我们的愿望抛到一边，有时候很困难。
Now, in the beginning, it's like that. But as you go on and become a stronger devotee, after some time, then you can focus more on what is the proper nature, your proper nature.
在一开始的时候可能很困难，但逐渐的，当你习惯这样做的时候，你就可以很自然的按照你的这个本性去做。
Just like probably in the beginning of Krishna consciousness movement, some people joined the movement and they were good artists, they were very good artists, but they joined the Krishna consciousness movement, they came to live in the temple and they were told to go on Sankirtan.
就像在我们 Krishna 知觉运动的一开始，有一些人他们是很好的艺术家，但他们加入庙里之后呢，他们就被告知要出去做 Sankirtan。
And they said, well, you know, I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I paint, you know. And they said, it's okay, just come on Sankirtan.
然后他们就会说，哎，你知道吗？我是一个音乐家，我是一个艺术家，我可以画画。然后呢，但是别人就告诉他说，哎，你还是来参加 Sankirtan 吧。
First they go for Sankirtan, go on Sankirtan and learn also how to distribute Prabhupada's books.
于是他们就去参加 Sankirtan， 学习如何派发施罗帕帕德的书。
And in this way get purification.
他们就这样可以得到一些净化。
And then later on, they will get the chance to cultivate more, to do their own activity which is more suited to their nature.
然后等到他们进行一段时间的培养之后呢，他们就可以更有资格的去按照更适合自己本性的这种方式去做服务。
If you go to some of our temples, like in Belgium, Radhadesh, there's a beautiful temple there, and they have original oil paintings done by the devotees.
如果你们去比利时，被称为是 Radhadesh 的那个庙，你们可以发现在里边有一幅很大的画，是由奉献者画的。
And similarly, other temples like in Detroit or Los Angeles, there's many original oil paintings that devotees were spending all their time painting.
如果去其他的庙，比如说底特律、洛杉矶，你们会发现都是奉献者亲手用这个笔画的油画。
But initially, they were doing Sankirtan.
但在一开始的时候，他们做的是 Sankirtan。
Later on, they became artists.
之后，他们成为了艺术家。
There was one devotee, he was actually born in Russia,
有一个奉献者，其实他出生在俄罗斯，
but he joined Krishna consciousness in America.
但是他在美国加入 Krishna 知觉。
So, you know, at one point the devotees started preaching in Russia.
有一度呢，奉献者开始在俄罗斯传播。
So this devotee said, he came to Prabhupada, he said, Prabhupada, you know, I'm Russian, I can speak Russian, should I help and go and help in the preaching in Russia?
这个奉献者就去找到了施罗帕布帕，他说：“施罗帕布帕，我会讲俄语，我是不是应该去俄罗斯帮助他们去传播？”
But Prabhupada told him, he said, you are an artist, you're painting beautiful pictures of Krishna.
但是施罗帕布帕德说：“你是一个艺术家，你可以画很美丽的 Krishna 的图画。
And your pictures are in our books.
你的图画在我们的书里。
He said, by your painting, you're preaching to the whole world.
帕布帕德就告诉他说：“通过你的绘画，你就在向全世界传播。
If you go to Russia, you may preach to a few people in Russia.
如果你去俄罗斯的话，可能你就在俄罗斯给几个人传播。
But by your painting, the pictures are preaching to the whole world.
但是通过你的绘画，这些图片就会向全世界传播。
So in this way, Prabhupada encouraged him to continue with his painting.
这样，帕布帕德就鼓励他继续画画。
Some other devotees were very expert musicians. They would play guitar, or they would, you know, they had some experience playing in a band, playing music.
还有一些奉献者，他们是音乐家，他们可以很好的弹吉他，他们可以在乐队里做一些演出。
And sometimes they would get offers from professional music bands. They would say, "Come and play in our group. Come and join our group."
有的时候他们还会接到邀请，有一些职业的乐队说，哎，请来加入我们的乐队吧。
But the devotees would say, "No, no, I'm singing for Krishna and Balaram."
然后这个奉献者就说，不，我要为 Krishna 和 Balaram 唱歌。
Just like there's one devotee, maybe you know the name Indra Prabhu. He was a famous musician. He left the body some years ago.
就像有一个奉献者，他的名字叫 Indra， 他是一个很著名的音乐家，他已经离开躯体好多年了。
He was from America and he was living in Vrindavan doing kirtan there.
他原本来自于美国，后来他去了 Vrindavan， 在那个地方做 kirtan。
And in Vrindavan, Prabhupada has the devotees do 24-hour kirtan.
在 Vrindavan Prabhupada 让奉献者们做24小时的 kirtan。
It never stops, summer or winter, day or night. The kirtan is going on all the time.
这个永远不停止，无论是春夏秋冬还是白天黑夜，这 kirtan 一直在进行。
So Indra Prabhu was leading and he was organizing this kirtan and getting the devotees to take part.
而 Indra Prabhu 他就领导这个 kirtan 的小组，让奉献者们参与 kirtan。
And he did this service up until he departed from the world.
他做这个服务，直到他离开躯体为止。
But he told me, he said, at one point he said that some people came from a music band and they asked him, they said, "Why don't you come and join our group? We need somebody like you in our group."
他告诉我说，曾经有人邀请他去参加别的乐队，说我们需要像你这样的人，你为什么不加入我们的乐队呢？
And they were quite popular group, they were quite successful, quite famous. But he said, no, he said, "I don't want that. I'm singing for Krishna and Balaram."
他们是非常流行的乐队，是很有名气的，然后呢很受欢迎。可是Indra Prabhu说不，我只为 Krishna 和 Balaram 而歌唱。
And similarly also Yamuna Mataji, the lady who sings the Govinda song every morning that we hear, she was also a singer, and she sometimes would sing also in a music group, and people sometimes asked her, "Come and join us again, come and sing for us."
同样道理，Yamuna Mataji，她就是每天早上搭上的时候唱那个格温的祷文的 Mataji， 她也是一个音乐家，有时候也会有乐队邀请她说，你来加入我们，我们需要你这样的人来跟我们一起唱歌。
But she said, no, I'm singing, I just want to serve Krishna.
但她就说不，我只想服务 Krishna。
I don't want name or fame or money.
我不想要名誉，就是这些名气还有金钱。
So these are some examples about the mood of pure devotees.
这就是一些关于纯粹奉献者情感的例子。
Okay, so we want to understand the different characteristics which are there in pure devotional service.
我们想了解一下纯粹奉献服务的不同特征。
So there are two kinds of characteristics.
有两种特征。
One is, first of all, what is called Swarupa Lakshana, or essential characteristics.
首先呢，这个方面叫 Swarupa Lakshana， 也就是首要的特征。
Yeah, it must be there in pure devotional service.
也就是说，在纯粹的奉献服务之中，一定要有的特征。
And the other is called Tatastha Lakshana.
而另外一个方面叫做 Tatastha Lakshana，
And that means marginal
这个意
characteristics.
思就是边际的特征。
Means sometimes we'll be there, sometimes not there.
意思就是有时候有，有时候没有。
So the two different kinds of characteristics are being described.
所以一共描述了两种不同的特征。
We'll come across this many times in studying the Krishna conscious philosophy.
我们在学习 Krishna 知觉哲学的时候，会经常的遇到这两个概念。
So Swarupa Lakshana.
Swarupa Lakshana，
And there are three different characteristics which are mentioned.
在这里提到三种不同的特征，
And they're all taken from the definition of pure devotional service.
这些都来自于纯粹奉献服务的定义。
First one is this word anukulyena.
第
And then Krishna,
然后是 Krishna，
Anushilanam.
最后是 Anushilanam。
Right? Anyabilasita sumyam, jnana karma janavriknam, anukuyena krishnanu shilanam, bhaktir uttamam. So these three words are from the second half of the definition.
所以这三个词来自于这个定义的第二部分。
But these are the essential characteristics.
这些是主要的、首要的特征。
We will explain more in a minute.
我们马上就会更多的解释。
And the tatastha, the marginal characteristics, are mentioned Anya Bilasita Shunyam and Jnana Karmadyan Avritam.
而 Tatastha 也就是边际的特征被提及为两种 Anyabilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadyan Avritam。
We will explain more.
我们接着会做更多解释。
Right? Anukuyena, meaning favorable.
Anukulena 的意思是顺意的，
Mean it must be pleasing to Krishna.
意思是取悦 Krishna。
If you study the Bhagavad Gita, which I hope you're all doing, then in the 18th chapter, Krishna described to Arjuna, surrender to me.
我希望你们都学习了巴格吉塔，然后在第其中的18章里，Krishna谈到Arjuna应该臣服于我。
And Prabhupada in the purport then explains what is surrender.
哈帕德在要旨里提到臣服是什么意思？
He explains surrender has 6 different characteristics.
他解释说，臣服有6种不同的特征。
Right? The first one is to accept everything favorable to Krishna.
第一项就是接受所有一切有利于 Krishna 的事物。
And the second thing is to give up everything which is not favorable to Krishna.
第二项是放弃所有不利于 Krishna 的事物。
So this is important for us to meditate like this, to think, first of all, what is pleasing to Krishna?
我们这样冥想很重要，我们应该首先这样想，到底什么能够取悦 Krishna？
One devotee was making dresses for the deities,
有一个奉献者为神像做衣服，
and she got the idea. She thought, you know, when she was making Krishna's shirt, she thought, I will put a pocket on Krishna's shirt and I'll put sweet balls in his pocket for him.
然后当他给 Krishna 做上衣的时候，他就想，我要给 Krishna 的衣服都装上兜，然后我要为他的兜里装上这个甜球。
Prabhupada told her, this is not how we offer sweets to Krishna.
哈帕德告诉他，这不是我们向 Krishna 供奉甜品的方式。
He told her, we make our offerings, we put a plate on the altar in front of Krishna.
哈帕德告诉他说，我们是把甜品放在盘子里，然后把盘子放在神台上给 Krishna 供奉。
He told her, don't speculate about how to serve Krishna.
他告诉他说，你不要去推测如何去服务 Krishna。
We have to serve Krishna as we are instructed by the authorities.
我们应该按照权威教导我们的方式去服务 Krishna。
Our service to Krishna must be done in following the mood of the acharyas.
我们对 Krishna 的服务的这种方式，应该是追随 Acharya 们的情感。
So how to know what is pleasing to Krishna? We have to hear from people who know Krishna.
我们怎么才能知道怎么去最好的服务 Krishna 呢？我们必须要先去聆听那些已经知道怎么去服务 Krishna 的
The
人。
spiritual teachers, the acharyas, they know Krishna and they guide us how we can please Krishna.
灵性的老师还有 Acharya 们，他们知道如何去取悦 Krishna， 所以他们可以指导我们。
So first thing is pleasing to Krishna,
第一个项目是取悦 Krishna，
and the second point is it should be done with the intention to please Krishna.
而第二项是说要带着取悦 Krishna 的意图去做。
So when we are doing service, that our intention, our purpose, that we want to please Krishna.
所以当我们去服务 Krishna 的时候，我 我们有一种意图，有一个目的，就是要去取悦 Krishna。
Because you may do something pleasing to Krishna, and you may think, no, I don't know, I don't like doing this, but anyway, I'm doing it for Krishna if it pleases Krishna, but it doesn't please me. You may think it's pleasing to Krishna, it doesn't please me. So if we think like that, that is not pure devotion.
有的时候我们去服务 Krishna， 我们就想着，哎呀，这个事情我根本不想做，也不喜欢做，但是可能 Krishna 喜欢，那我就先去做吧。但如果你就这样去做的话，你不会取悦 Krishna。
Just like if we say to someone, you go on Sankirtan, you go out and chant and do Harinam Sankirtan.
就像我们跟一个人说，你出去做 Sankirtan， 你去唱诵 Harinam， 然后去做 Sankirtan。
No, I don't know why they send me out on Sankirtan. I don't like to go on Sankirtan.
我不知道他为什么要让我去做 Sankirtan， 我根本不喜欢去做 Sankirtan。
So if we go in that mood, that is not devotion.
如果我们以这种情感去做的话，那就不是奉爱。
We want to please Krishna.
我们想取悦 Krishna。
So the attitude in which we perform our service is very important.
所以我们做服务的时候的态度是非常重要的。
That mood must be there, that I want to do this for Krishna's pleasure.
这个情感必须要在，就是我去为了取悦 Krishna 才做的这个服务。
And this is anukoyena.
这就是 anukoyena，
Right? It's favorable.
顺意的。
And then we said anukoyena Krishna. It must be in relation to Krishna.
然后我们说 anukoyena Krishna 必须是跟 Krishna 有关。
So what do we mean when we say Krishna? Who do we mean? Which Krishna? Because Krishna has so many different forms.
当我们说 Krishna 的时候，我们到底是什么意思？因为我们知道 Krishna 有很多不同的形
He
象，
has so many incarnations.
还有很多的化身。
So we heard this morning, he's appeared different species of life.
我们今天早上听到他显现在不同的物种之中。
He comes among the demigods as Lord Vamanadev,
他作为 Vamanadev 出现在半神人之中，
and among the humans he comes as Krishna and Rama.
在人类之中他显现为 Krishna 还有 Rama，
He comes among the animals as Lord Varaha,
他在动物之中显现为 Varaha，
and he comes among the fish as Matsya.
而且他在鱼类之中显现为 Matsya。
Alright? So he's appearing in so many different forms of life.
因此他显现在很多的生命种族之中。
So when we say Krishna, what do we mean?
当我们说 Krishna 的时候，我们的意思是什么？
So as Prabhupada explains to us in his introduction to the book, that Krishna means, it means also his personal expansions.
那么正如施罗帕帕德在这本书的导言里边所说的，我们谈到 Krishna， 这就意味着也包括了他所有的化身，所有的扩展。
And it includes not only such expansions, but also his pure devotees.
而且不仅仅是包括他所有的这些扩展，还有他所有的纯粹奉献者。
And so, like Srila Prabhupada, we respect Srila Prabhupada as being one of the representatives of Krishna.
就像施罗 Prabhupada， 我们尊敬施罗 Prabhupada 为 Krishna 的一个代表。
And all the acharyas, we honor their appearance and their disappearances.
还有所有的 Acharya 们，我们去尊敬他们的显现以及隐基日，
Because they're all in relation to Krishna.
因为他们全都跟 Krishna 有关。
And then,
接下来
Anushilanam.
Anushilanam，
Anu,
Anu，
right? Just Anuradha.
Anurada。
So, Anu means to follow or constantly.
Anu 的意思就是追随，而且有持续不断的意思。
What's wrong?
Something on the screen, so they're checking it. Now it's okay.
No battery.
All right, so Anu Shilanam, constantly means always engaged in that service of Krishna.
阿耨希勒那么就指的是持续不断的，总是从事于对 Krishna 的服务。
And Shilanam, the behavior.
希勒那么指的是行为举止。
So this is describing the importance, the behavior of the devotee.
所以这个就在描述奉献者的行为举止。
That it must be proper, it must be according to the proper characteristic of a devotee.
这个一定应该是恰当的，是符合奉献者行为举止的特征的。
Srila Prabhupada was on television in America, and the man asked him, how would we recognize a Krishna conscious devotee?
施勒帕帕德在美国做一个电视节目，然后有人去采访，问他说：“我们怎么才能够认出一位 Krishna 知觉的奉献者呢？”
And so Prabhupada said, oh, he will be a perfect gentleman.
帕布帕回答说：“哦，他会是一个完美的绅士。”
So Prabhupada was pointing out that devotees' behavior would be pleasing to people.
所以帕布帕指出奉献者的行为举止是非常宜人悦人的。
So that behavior is an important aspect of devotional service.
因此，行为举止是奉献服务之中的一个重要方面。
Prabhupada writes, the particular word used by Srila Rupa Goswami in this connection is anushilana, or cultivation by following the predecessor acharyas.
帕布帕德在这里提到，由施勒रूपा गोस्वामी在这方面用到的特定的词汇叫 anushilana， 或者是说通过追随先前的 acharya 们去培养。
Following the footsteps of the acharyas. We are sometimes described as Prabhupada anugas.
追随先前 acharya 们的步伐，有的时候我们被描述成是 Prabhupada anuga，
or Rupanugas.
或者是 Rupanuga 们。
Means following in the footsteps of Rupa Goswami or Srila Prabhupada.
追随施勒रूपा गोस्वामी或者是施勒Prabhupada 的这个步伐。
And then Prabhupada talks about this Shilanam. He said, as soon as we say cultivation, we must refer to activity. Without activity, consciousness alone cannot help us.
帕布帕接着谈到 Shilanam 这个词，一旦我们谈到培养，我们必须指的是活动。如果没有活动，知觉本身并不能够帮助我们。
So Prabhupada was very concerned like that. He would like to see everybody engaged in some kind of activity.
所以帕布帕很关心这一点，他希望看到每一个人都有一个活动可以做。
One time in the temple, Prabhupada said to the temple president, he said, what is this lady doing?
曾经有一次在庙里，帕布帕就问庙长：“这个女士在做什么？
What service is she doing?
她做什么服务？”
And the temple president said, oh, Srila Prabhupada, it takes her all day to chant 16 rounds.
然后庙长就告诉施勒帕布帕说：“哦，她要花整天的时间念诵16圈。”
But Srila Prabhupada said, no, cannot do like that. Everyone must do some activity. They must be engaged in some service.
施勒帕布帕说：“不能那样，每个人都必须要做活动，每个人都必须要做一些服务。”
Prabhupada wanted us all to be active in some kind of service.
帕布帕希望我们都活跃的去做一些活动。
Sometimes he would write to the temple president and say, everyone should go for Sankirtan.
有的时候他写信给庙长说，每一个人都应该去做 Sankirtan。
and every temple would be empty. Everyone just go out on Sankirtan the whole day.
那庙里就空了，所有的人全都整天的出去做 Sankirtan。
So this was how we began the Krishna consciousness movement.
这就是我们如何开始的 Krishna 知觉运动。
Prabhupada wanted all to know, what are we doing?
帕布帕想知道我们都在干什么。
How many books have we distributed?
我们派发了多少本书？
How many devotees have we made?
我们造就了多少位奉献者？
Prabhupada wanted to see the results of our activity.
帕布帕想看到我们活动的结果。
And Prabhupada, when he would come to visit us, he wanted activities. We had to arrange programs for him.
当 Prabhupada 来访问我们的时候，他希望有活动，我们要为他安排节目。
He didn't just want to, oh, I would just sit here and chant Hare Krishna.
他不是说就想着，哦，我就坐在这儿唱诵 Hare Krishna。
He wanted to go out for preaching,
他想出去做传播，
or to bring people to him, for him to preach to.
或者是我们可以带人来，让他给他们讲。
And he wanted us to bring important people to him as well.
而且他还想让我们给他带重要的人物来。
And in this way, Srila Prabhupada was engaging and showing us how we should engage in Krishna consciousness.
这样他就让我们去做，而且他是在向我们展示我们应该如何的从事与 Krishna 知觉的活动。
So I think it's getting late, shouldn't I? Well, how's the time going?
11:05 now. What we should do now? We should have a break or something?
Are there...
It's 9:45 to 11:30.
Huh?
9:45 to 11:30.
What time is it now?
Now it's 11:05.
11:05.
You guys not, you know,
Huh?
you can continue tomorrow.
I can continue some more? Okay.
我们再继续讲一些，还有25分钟。
All right, here. More about this word Anushilanam.
还有关于这个安路希勒呢更多的解释。
So, Prabhupada's, this is taken from A Back to Godhead, which was published in 1960.
这是来自于1960年出版的一本《活鬼守神》杂志。
The word Anu suggests that one should engage himself in the service of the Lord without any interval.
安路这个词指的是一个人应该没有间歇的让自己从事于对主的服务。
Right? I mean, constant. You have to be always engaged.
这就意味着持续不断的，应该一直从事。
Right? You go out for Sankirtan, you come back from Sankirtan, and you worship the deity.
你出去做Sankirtan，你做完了Sankirtan回来，然后你就可以崇拜神像，
And then you have Kirtan.
然后你可以做 Kirtan，
Then you have class.
然后上课，
This way, always engage some activity.
这样呢就一直从事于某种活动。
Prabhupada continue. He must be engaged in the service, 100% and always.
拉帕德接着说，他必须是从事于这个服务是100%的，并且是一直的。
There must not be any interruption in such progress of devotional service.
在这种奉献服务的进程之中，一定不应该有任何的中断。
So this is the understanding of this word Anushilanam.
所以这就是对于安路希勒nam这个词的理解，
Constant engagement, fully active.
持续不断的从事，是完全活跃的。
So we can understand pure devotional service is not such an easy thing.
这样我们就知道，纯粹奉献服务并不是那么容易的一件事情。
That it requires a lot of dedication and absorption.
这需要很多的献身，很多的这种投入，
And total commitment to the service of Krishna.
完全承诺于对 Krishna 的服务。
So this is a Swarupa Lakshana.
这就是 Swarupa Lakshana，
Means always present.
就是一直在。
Here you can see again. Anukuyena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. The definition of a pure devotee, as given by Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, can be summarized thus. His service is favorable and is always in relation to Krishna.
再一次，我们可以看到这里说 Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama， 因为纯粹奉献者的定义，正如由 Rupa Goswami 在 Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 之中所给出的那样，可以被简要概述如下：他的服务是顺意的，而且一直跟 Krishna 有关。
So we've underlined these words which are very crucial in this point.
我们 会。
First of all, his service. There must be some activity there.
首先是他的服务，这就指的是必须要有一些活动。
Right? We want to know, what are you doing for Krishna?
我们想知道你在为 Krishna 做什么，
And it must be favorable.
而且应该是有利的、适宜的。
Means must be approved by the acharyas.
意思是说，一定是由 Acharya 们所认可的，
And then always,
然后是一直，
not just sometimes, but always.
不是有时候，而是说一直，
And in relation to Krishna.
而且是跟谁有关？跟 Krishna 有关。
And Krishna means also Krishna's devotees and Krishna's expansions, Krishna's different incarnations.
在这里，这个 Krishna 也包括 Krishna 的奉献者，包括 Krishna 的化身，包括 Krishna 的扩展。
It's very important for us to get the clear picture of what is pure devotional service.
我们了解到什么是纯粹的奉献服务，这是非常重要的。
And we have to be free of the modes of nature.
我们应该免于自然属性的影响。
Okay. Oh. Right? So again, anukulyena.
再一次 Anukulyena，
Anukulyena Krishnano Shilano. Anukulyena means Krishna should get pleasure from it.
Anukulyena 意思是 Krishna 必须要从中得到快乐。
And then the devotee doing the service must also have the right attitude towards Krishna.
接着呢，就是做这项服务的奉献者也应该有对 Krishna 恰当的态度，
That he wants to please Krishna.
他想去取悦 Krishna。
Just like Kamsa wanted to kill Krishna.
就像是 Kamsa 想杀了 Krishna，
Kamsa was always thinking of Krishna.
Kamsa 总是想着 Krishna，
But he was thinking how to kill Krishna.
但他想的是怎么杀了 Krishna。
So obviously that attitude is not pleasing to Krishna.
很显然，这种态度并不取悦 Krishna。
Sometimes the demons would come, they would want to fight with Krishna.
有的时候恶魔来，他们想和 Krishna 打仗；
And sometimes Krishna would enjoy fighting with them also.
有的时候 Krishna 非常喜欢跟他们打仗。
Just like we know Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha, they were two doorkeepers, Jai and Vijay.
就像我们知道，黑人 Yaksha 和黑人 Kashipu 他们是流星世界的两个看门人，
So they took birth just to fight with Lord Vishnu.
他们投生就是为了跟主 Vishnu 打仗。
So it was pleasing to Lord Vishnu to fight with them.
跟他们打仗是非常取悦主 Vishnu 的，
But their attitude towards Krishna was not so favorable.
但是他们对于 Krishna 的态度并不是那么适宜。
So then the word Krishna means Krishna and his different expansions.
然后 Krishna 这个词指的是 Krishna 和他的各种不同的扩展，
And also we mentioned Krishna's paraphernalia,
而且我们还要提及 Krishna 的随身用品，
like the mridanga drum.
比如说 Mridanga 鼓。
Prabhupada, if he saw the mridanga drum on the floor, he would chastise the devotees.
如果 Prabhupada 看到 Mridanga 鼓就被随意放在地上，他会责怪奉献者。
If you just place it on the floor, it would be, Prabhupada would tell us that you cannot do like this.
如果你把 Mridanga 鼓放在地上 ，Prabhupada 就会告诉你，你不能这样做。
You must keep the mridanga drum off the ground.
不能把它们当作鼓直接放在地上。
And similarly also kartals
同样道理，还有 kartal 挠脖
and books and the different things which we use for Krishna's worship, we don't put them on the floor.
还有像书籍以及我们用来崇拜 Krishna 的不同的物品，我们不能把它们随意放在地上。
Even Lakshmi, money, we don't put it on the floor.
甚至是 Lakshmi， 也就是金钱，我们也不能把它随意放在地上。
Because we use Lakshmi for the service of Krishna.
因为我们用 Lakshmi 来服务 Krishna，
We have to take care of it.
我们必须要好好照顾它。
We don't put these things on the
我
ground.
们不把这些东西放在地上。
And then Krishna's devotees, pure devotees,
而且这里还指 Krishna 的纯粹奉献者们，
but that they're also representative of Krishna.
他们也是 Krishna 的代表。
So we're careful in how we deal with Krishna's pure devotees.
因此，我们很小心怎么去跟 Krishna 的纯粹奉献者打交道，
Careful with their photographs and so on.
然后对他们的照片也要很小心，
We have to respect all of these things.
要尊敬所有的这一切。
And then Anushilanam, meaning constant and also activity.
这个Anushilanam 别指的是不断的，而且是活动。
And it means we should be following the predecessor acharyas.
还意味着我们要追随先前的 Acharya 们。
So activities have to be there, and we get the inspiration for activities by hearing about the activities of the other acharyas.
所以一定要有活动，然后我们去聆听到其他的 Acharya 的活动，我们也会受到很大的激励。
We enjoy to hear about the acharyas in our Krishna consciousness line.
我们非常喜欢在我们 Krishna 知觉的传承之中聆听那些 Acharya 们的事迹。
Hearing about their life is also not different from hearing about Lord Krishna and his pastimes.
聆听他们的生平，就跟聆听 Krishna 的逍遥时光没有任何的区别。
So it's important for us to always be engaged in these different activities.
所以对于我们来讲，总是从事于这些不同的活动很重要。
At the same time, following the acharyas doesn't mean to imitate the acharyas.
同时呢，追随 Acharya 们的意思，并不仅仅是说就是去模仿他们。
Some people try to imitate Srila Prabhupada.
有的人想去模仿施罗 Prabhupada。
Somebody may think, oh, Prabhupada went to America on the boat, I will go on the boat.
有的人会想，施罗 Prabhupada 是坐船去的美国，那我去也坐一艘船。
Prabhupada went with no money, I will also go with no money.
Prabhupada 没有钱就去了，我也没有钱就去。
So of course you can imitate Prabhupada,
你不能去模仿 Prabhupada，
but you're not going to get any results.
那样你得不到任何的结果。
So we have to follow the Acharya, follow their example, but not imitate them.
我们要遵守那些 Acharya 们的榜样，而不是说去模仿他们。
We want to understand what is the proper method of following the Acharyas.
我们想明白到底是追随 Acharya 们的正确方式是什么。
So Srila Prabhupada and the Acharyas, they have given instructions for us.
施罗 Prabhupada 还有 Acharya 们给了我们教导。
Rupa Goswami and the other Sanatana Goswami, they've written instructions for us.
Rupa Goswami 还有 Sanatana Goswami 他们为我们写了很多教导。
Just like Rupa Goswami, he wrote also the Upadesh Amrita, the nectar of instruction.
就像是 Rupa Goswami 他还写了 Upadesh Amrita， 也就是教诲的甘露。
Nectar of devotion is a bit more lengthy, more verses, a lot more slokas, more complex.
更长，然后更多的诗节，更复杂。
But the Upadesh Amrita, the nectar of instruction, there's only 11 verses there.
但是 Upadesh Amrita， 也就是教诲的甘露，一共只有11个诗节。
But he takes us from the very beginning of devotional service to the highest level of devotion.
但是这个可以把我们从奉献服务的最低的层面，一直引导到奉献服务的最高层面。
So, and in the course of those verses, he gives us a lot of instruction.
当然了，在这些描述出这些事节的过程之中呢，他给了我们很多的教导。
So it's important for us to hear about these acharyas.
所以对于我们来讲呢，聆听这些阿查尔们是很重要的。
Alright? So we've spoken about the Svarupa Lakshana, the essential characteristics.
我们已经谈过了 Swarupa Lakshana， 也就是说首要的特征。
Now we're going to hear about the marginal
现
characteristics.
在我们要聆听的是边际的特征
Tatastha.
Tatastha。
Maybe before we'll go on, we'll ask if there's any question.
也许在我们继续之前，我们问问大家有没有问题？
Anyone has any questions about what we've... Yes, Prabhu?
How does one continue always in service? Like one of the definitions is one has to do service continuously all the time. So maybe could you explain a bit more on that?
Purna Pragyan Prabhu 他就问 Guru Maharaj 怎么去理解持续不断的去做服务。
It's not Purna Prana.
Sudarshan, I'm sorry, I mistook you. Sudarshan Prabhu 问这个问题。
Yeah. Okay, so constant... Yeah, we should understand how to apply this principle of being constantly engaged in Krishna's service.
所以我们应该去理解这个原则，怎么能够持续不断的从事于对 Krishna 的服务，怎么去应用这个原则。
Well, we have to understand that constant activity means also taking care of different duties which we have.
那么我们要明白的一点，这种不断从事于活动，也包括去照顾到我们的职责，履行我们的职责。
Srila Prabhupada says a devotee is not neglectful of his ordinary duties.
舍罗帕帕德说，一个奉献者也不应该去忽视他的普通的职责，
That they're also part of his devotional service.
这也是他的奉献服务的一部分。
And just like you have a job, you have a family, you have to take care of these
就
things.
像你要上班，你有家人，你要照顾这一切。
So working for Krishna, devotees work in the office or may work in a factory, whatever their work they're doing, but they're doing it for Krishna.
奉献者在办公室上班，或者是说在工厂上班都没有关系，他们在为 Krishna 而做。
And in one purport in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada describes how devotees may be working in the factory or in the office, but they're giving the fruit of their work for Krishna. So he said these people are actually in the renounced order of life.
在巴格吉特国家梵歌的一个要旨之中，舍罗帕帕德说没有关系，一个人他可能在办公室上班，或者是在工厂上班，但是他们把他们的结果供奉给了 Krishna，
So they're actually in the renounced order of life.
所以他们实际上处在弃绝的阶层，
Because they're not attached to what they're doing.
因为他们并不依附他们所做的事情，
They're doing it for Krishna.
他们是为 Krishna 而做。
Just like Prabhupada told the devotees, you know, in the beginning when they come to Krishna consciousness, devotees, Prabhupada said, I think you all have to get a job. We need some money to maintain our society.
就像在我们 Krishna 知觉运动的一开始 ，Prabhupada 告诉奉献者们说，你们应该去找工作，我们需要钱来维系我们的庙宇，我们这个协会。
But then when the devotees got jobs, some of them got jobs in a cigarette factory.
后来有人在一个香烟厂找到了工作，
So Prabhupada said, no, you cannot do that.
然后帕德说，不，你不应该做那种工作。
He said, our devotees cannot work in the cigarette factory.
你是一个奉献者，你不能在香烟厂工作。
So there's some criterion there, what we can do and what we cannot do.
所以有一些标准，我们能做什么，不能做什么。
But constantly we have to be thinking of Krishna.
但我们应该不断的去想着 Krishna。
And if we have a job, we have to think of it as service to Krishna.
当我们有工作的时候，我们把它当成对 Krishna 的一种服务来做。
And your family, taking care of your family is also a service to Krishna.
照顾你的家里人，这也是对 服务。
You see your family members as being connected to Krishna.
你要看到你的家庭成员都跟 Krishna 有关系。
So in this way, constant engagement is certainly possible.
这样持续不断的从事就有可能。
And constant engagement doesn't mean that you cannot sleep at night.
而持续不断的去服务，并不意味着晚上你就不睡觉了。
We take rest so that the body can be healthy for the service of Krishna.
我们晚上的时候要休息，这样呢，我们的躯体可以保持健康的状态，好好的为 Krishna 做服务。
Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, don't sleep too much or sleep too little.
主 Krishna 在八果 Gita 之中谈到，不要睡得太多，也不要睡得太少。
So Srila Prabhupada told the devotees how much they should be sleeping,
施罗帕帕告诉奉献者们，他们应该睡多少。
how much. He told some people need a little more, okay, some people can manage on a little less.
他告诉有的人呢，他们可以多睡一些；有的人他们少一些也没有关系。
It's just like eating. Some people need to eat more and some people eat less.
就像是吃东西一样，有的人需要吃多一点，有的人需要吃少一点。
So we have to maintain the body. Doesn't mean don't eat, don't sleep.
我们要维系这个躯体，不意味着我们说不吃了也不睡了。
But we sleep so that we can do more service for Krishna.
我们睡觉是为了为 Krishna 做更多的服务。
And we eat, of course we only eat Krishna prasadam.
我们吃东西，我们只吃 Krishna Prasadam。
And we eat enough to keep the body fit and healthy for Krishna's service.
我们吃足够的东西，以至于让我们的躯体很健康，可以好好的为 Krishna 做服务。
And so devotional service is very practical.
所以奉献服务是非常实际的，
Constant engagement in the service of Krishna.
不断的从事于对 Krishna 的服务。
Eating, sleeping, sometimes mating and defending is also there. Producing a Krishna conscious family is service to Krishna.
吃睡，有的时候还需要做交配和防卫。那么为了去扩展 Krishna 的家庭，我们还需要有的时候去从事交配的活动。
And then also recreation.
还有娱乐。
Sometimes you need some recreation just to help us to have more control over our mind.
有的时候我们需要适当的娱乐，是为了更好的控制自己的心意。
Prabhupada liked to go for a walk in the morning.
Prabhupada 喜欢清晨的时候去散步。
You go for a walk, you go to the different parks and walk.
那么散步的时候就去不同的公园去散步。
And so it's not Maya to go out for a walk.
出去散步并不是玛雅。
This morning they were telling us, better to chant in here, you go outside.
今天早上就有人拿那个大喇叭跟大家说，最好在这儿念诵，不要出去什么的。
But if we go together with devotees and in the company of other devotees, you're protected.
但是如果我们跟奉献者们一起出去的话，在奉献者的陪伴之下，我们就受到了保护。
Just like in Vrindavan, Prabhupada told devotees, don't go off on your own and go and wander around the different places in Vrindavan.
就像在 Vrindavan，Prabhupada 就跟奉献者们说，你们不要自己出去，在 Vrindavan 到处的溜达。
But if you go with devotees, as a group of devotees, you can go and visit different places.
但是应该是跟一群奉献者们一起出去访问不同的地方。
So like that, we need some recreation, we need some activities. It's not that we're totally restricted from all of these things.
我们需要一些娱乐，需要一些活动，不是说完全禁止做这些。
Of course, we don't go and play golf on the golf course, you know.
当然了，我们不会去高尔夫球场去打高尔夫。
But you can go swimming if you like.
但如果你们喜欢的话，可以去游泳。
Lord Chaitanya used to swim in the Ganga.
主Chaitanya以前常常在恒河里游泳。
So swimming is a Vedic sport.
游泳是一种伟大的运动。
And we were telling this morning about Krishna wrestling.
在这里，今天早上我们谈到 Krishna 的摔跤。
So wrestling is also Vedic sport.
摔跤也是一种伟大运动。
But be careful.
但要小心。
So some activities are there. We need to be engaged. in Krishna's service, we need activities.
所以说是有活动的，我们需要为 Krishna 的服务从事一些活动。
Sometimes it's going to work, sometimes you have to go shopping, you have to go and purchase things for the service to Krishna.
有的时候我们去上班，有的时候我们要去购物，我们要为了服务 Krishna 而去买东西。
But we should do everything in Krishna consciousness.
但是我们应该在 Krishna 知觉之中做所有的一切。
In Krishna consciousness, we're carrying the message of Krishna wherever we go.
而处在 Krishna 知觉之中，就意味着无论我们去什么地方，我们都要承载着 Krishna 的信息。
Mahatma Prabhu was with us in Penang,
马哈特帕布在槟城的时候跟我们在一起，
and he made one point. He was talking. He said he was trying to understand why Srila Jayapataka Maharaj was so successful in spreading Krishna consciousness.
他讲到一点，他就说他想到为什么圣多迦帕塔克斯瓦米马哈拉在传播 Krishna 知觉方面取得了巨大的成功。
And he had the observation. He saw that wherever Maharaj goes, whatever situation he's in, he's always trying to give Krishna consciousness.
他说他观察到了一点，无论马哈拉去什么地方，无论马哈拉处在什么样的环境之下，他总是想着如何把 Krishna 知觉给出去。
Alright, wherever he's in the hospital or in the ward, in the clinic, whatever, he's trying to give Bhagavad Gitas and trying to give some Krishna consciousness to people.
无论他在什么样的地方，有的时候他在医院里，有的时候他在打仗的地方，有时候他在一个诊所，他都想把巴格 Gita 给派发出去，把 Krishna 知觉给别人。
So that is a very wonderful quality of the pure devotee.
这就是纯粹奉献者的一个非常奇妙的品质。
Constantly thinking how to give Krishna.
不断的想着怎么把 Krishna 给别人。
And everywhere you go, it's got people chanting Hare Krishna.
无论他去什么地方，都会让人唱诵 Hare Krishna。
So this is constant engagement.
所以这个就是持续不断的从事。
Okay? Any other question?
还有其他的问题吗？
Yes?
If we perform devotional service, even though it doesn't please us, but we do it in the mindset that I want to do it to please Krishna, does it count as though we're doing something for the pleasure of someone, even though it doesn't please us, just so it pleases them? Doesn't it count?
What was the
She's
question?
asking that sometimes we do service for Krishna, but I'm thinking it's not pleasing me. But I'm doing it just to please Krishna, just like sometimes we're doing things to please another person. But this not pleasing myself. Can we do like this?
No.
不能。就想的是，有的时候我们做一件事情是为了取悦别人，但自己也不喜欢，然后就挺不情不愿的。然后呢，我们就是不是可以这种心态去为 Krishna 做服务？就是想着这 Krishna 可能喜欢，可我自己呢就心不甘情不愿的，但我还做。答案是不。
Then that's not pure devotional service.
那样就不是纯粹的奉献服务了。
Because the attitude must be that you want to please Krishna.
因为态度必须是说你想要取悦 Krishna。
Right? But if you're only doing it because somebody tells you to do it,
但如果你做只是因为有别人告诉你去做，
and you're doing it reluctantly, not very willingly,
然后你勉勉强强的去做，不是自觉自愿的去做，
then the attitude is not so pleasing.
那这个态度其实并不是特别取悦主。
So we have to understand everything. What is important for us to please Krishna?
我们必须要明白一点，那就是取悦 Krishna 这个是非常重要
The
的。
attitude, there must be that loving feeling for Krishna.
那这种态度必须是要对 Krishna 有这种爱的情感。
That if it pleases Krishna, we should be happy to do it.
如果是取悦 Krishna 的话，我们应该是很高兴的去欣然的去做。
And we should recognize our own failure, that we're not taking pleasure in the activity.
我 们要认识到自己的缺陷，我们自己并不从中取得自己的快乐。
You understand?
明白吗？
Hare Krishna. Okay. Any other question?
还有其他
Yes?
问题？
Mataji?
Those days I do a lot of service, but nowadays because of aging and then having problems with my leg, I really stopped service in the temple and then now I'm practicing at home. Is it okay?
玛塔基问他说：“之前我在庙里做很多服务，现在我年纪大了，我就没有在庙里做服务，我就自己在家里边修行，可以吗？”
Because her leg was not good,
他
right?
的腿不好。
Yeah, so, all right, yeah. Yes, sometimes these situations are there, difficult, what to do.
有的时候有这种困难，那怎么办？
So, of course, sometimes if you approach the temple authorities and explain to them that you're having difficulty because of your health, they may be able to help you.
你可以去找庙里的权威，然后跟他们说你现在有一些困难，然后呢，你跟他解释完了，他们可能会帮助你。
Maybe, maybe the problem, is it a problem because to go to the temple is difficult for you with the bad
这个问
leg?
题是说，因为你的腿不好，所以你就去不了庙了吗？
I have a surgery done.
Yava?
I have a surgery done on my knee.
Oh.
Now it's an artificial
Knee.
Knee.
Ah.
So it's very inconvenient for me to do more service and then I have to be careful on my step.
Yeah. Maybe they could come to you and bring you to the temple.
The problem is that my son is already moved out from my place and then it's quite difficult to go to temple most of the time.
No, but temple can come and bring you.
It's too
Some-
far.
Huh?
Because from KL to Klang is too far.
Oh,
然后，乌鲁木还是问他怎么样了，他就说是因为他做了一个膝盖的手术，他换了一个人工的膝盖，走动就很不方便，而且他的儿子搬出去了，不跟他一起住，没有办法送他去庙。乌鲁木还是就说，那也许庙里可以派人来接你到庙里去做服务。他说那个对于他们来讲也很不方便，太远了。
Tanjusai Klang.
他住在 Klang，
另外一个城市。
说很远，在另外一个城市。
So, yes, well, then you have to do service at home. Maybe you can do some service online.
是的，那你可以在家里做服务，也许你可以做一些在线的服务。
A lot of devotees they get in doing some work, just like people are often working at home nowadays. They don't go to office, they work at home.
就像现在很多人在家办公，他们不用去办公室上班。
So maybe you can also do your devotional service at home.
可能你也可以在家里边做奉献服务。
We had one devotee in Vrindavan. There was this one devotee in Vrindavan. His name was Vibhu Chaitanya.
在文达我们有一个奉献者，他的名字叫微布 Chaitanya。
So he became a devotee when we opened the temple there in Vrindavan, 1972, 73.
1972年还是1973年开庙的时候，他就在。
And he took up the service, he was cooking for the deities.
他接受了为神像做饭的服务，
And he used to cook all the offerings
他就做所有的供奉都是他做的，
every day.
每一天，
He was cooking every day in the kitchen.
他每一天都在厨房里做饭，
And he did it for many, many years.
而且他做了很多年。
But then the old age it became difficult for him to stand so much.
但后来他老了，就没有办法长时间站着，
So they gave him another service.
于是大家给了他另外的一个服务，
And he was giving Charanamrita.
他就给大家派发 Charanamrita。
People in Vrindavan come to the temple, see the deity, and they would come and he would give he would put a drop of Charanamrita in their hand.
人们在文达文来看神像，然后他就给大家每个人派发一滴 滴 Charanamrita 在手心里，
and after putting the Charanamrita, then he will wash the hand with some water.
然后喝完了 Charanamrita 之后，用一些水来洗手，
And then he would dry their hand also.
然后他还给人家擦手，
And so in this way he was doing service.
他就这样做服务，
And he would do this every day.
他每一天都做，
He did this until he could until he left the body.
他一直做到离开躯体。
So his samadhi is there in Vrindavan.
他的 samadhi 就在 Vrindavan，
He found some service that he could do.
他就找到一些能够做的服务。
Right? So you're not able to go to temple, you have to find some way you can do some service.
你现在去不了庙了，你就想到一个办法，怎么去做服务？
So maybe you can do some work online, get a group of people and read Prabhupada's books together and discuss with them.
也许可以你在线找一群人，然后你们一起读帕帕德的书，一起讨论。
There are many people in your situation, they cannot go to temple,
有很多的人处在跟你类似的情况之中，也去不了庙，
but they can read the books at home.
但他们可以在家里读书。
So you can organize some people to be with you every day online and just read the book.
你可以组织一些人，每一天跟你一起在线读书，
And tell them about Krishna.
给他们讲 Krishna，
That will be very nice.
那个也很好。
You have to find some other way to do service to Krishna.
你要找到其他的办法去服务 Krishna。
I'm sure there's a lot of other things you could do for Krishna.
我肯定，你肯定可以找到很多其他的为 Krishna 的服务。
But if you're staying in Klang, so there's so many people there. There's many people, you can invite them to your home even.
有很多的人都住在 Klan， 你可以邀请一些人到你家里来，
And have a program with them.
跟他们一起做节目。
And you can have children come and have a children's class.
也可以让小孩来，专门给小孩们上课，
Find some way to do some service for Krishna.
找到一个办法为 Krishna 做一些服务，
Try to keep yourself active.
努力的让自己保持活跃。
So you have to be thinking how to do it, what to do.
你要想着怎么做，做什么。
Even you cannot walk, you take a chair and you can just sit somewhere.
即使你不能走路，你找一把椅子来坐在一个地方。
If there's any temple near to your home, you can go to the temple, sit there and just show people Prabhupada's books.
如果你家离另外的一个庙比较近的话，你就可以在那个庙里找个地方坐下来，然后给来的人呢展示帕帕德的书。
It can be outside the temple.
也可以在庙外。
You have to think, what can you do to serve Krishna?
你要想一想，你能怎么做去服务 Krishna？
Service to Krishna is the life of the devotee.
服务 Krishna 是一个奉献者的生命，
So you have to think how I can do service, what can I do?
所以你要想一想，我怎么才能去做服务？我怎么去做
Krishna will help you.
？Krishna 会帮助你的。
Yes, Prabhu?
Guru Maharaj, Mataji is quite popular in Singapore. She has been doing a few nice cooking videos. I think that's amazing service. No, but you used to do, I think you did some video recordings of, she was teaching how to cook prasadam.
Oh,
这个跑步介绍说，那个 Mataji 其实在新加坡是很受欢迎的，他做了一系列的烹饪的那个视频，教大家怎么做 prasadam，
wonderful.
太棒了。
Yeah, please continue more
请继
doing
续
that.
更多的做这个。
Yeah, put on different short videos showing people how to cook some things.
可以做更多的短视频，给大家展示怎么做好吃的东西。
Very viral in Singapore.
他在这个新加坡很火的。
Okay. All right, very good. Okay, I think we can stop here today.
我们今天就到这儿吧。
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna。Hare Krishna，咱们现在节目预告，咱们刚刚进行完了，就是
Oh, for me. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
这个讲座。接下来的讲座是圣座巴努斯瓦米讲的声音的奥秘。然后这个声音的奥秘11点45到1点1刻，然后1点1刻到2点1刻是午餐，2点半到3点半呢。
Hmm?
I think you have a break, isn't it?
I hope so.
哦，下午的时候咱们去这个叫做莲花
He's
房，
coming here.
咱不在丽丽房了，是在
To
莲
give the
花
Chinese
房
class.
参加青年论坛，就是圣座巴蒂维维纳斯达辛哈马哈拉讲青年论坛，主题是ISKCON的未来。哦，大家说这个莲花房改变成了茉莉花房，
Any more sessions today?
茉莉花
I think
房。
later.
莲花坊，兰花坊，谢谢。下午的节目，
Here.
啊，
老一点。